Tausaga then in this women's discus. Now, Lalauga Tausaga, well, the American in round 5 throws big. She throws very big. A lifetime best, 65.5 meters, 69.49. She hits one so right, does the 25-year-old. Her hometown Spring Valley, they'll be dancing in the streets with that one.
At the beginning of my season, I was in the dark times. It was terrible. I wasn't throwing well, and so when I got to nationals, I mean, everybody wants to make a team, so you have this nervous energy. There's something about Hayward Field that it's just an electric shock to your body.
Eugene, Oregon, otherwise known as Tracktown, USA, is all fired up for 3 nights of competition to see who the nation's best are on the track and in the field. The World Championships in Hungary are just 43 days away.
I'm sitting and I feel sick to my stomach because I'm like, there's a possibility I'm not going to make this team. I remember looking at my coach and he was just like, go for it. Why not? Was it the most perfect technique? No, it was absolutely terrible. But somehow, some way, I hit one out of the park. Everybody look at me real quick because I just overcame something. I was out there screaming my frustration at the season out. That let me know that, you're doing it. It doesn't matter about anything else as long as right in that season, like right at that moment, you do what you need to do to make it to the next level. And I feel that was the momentum that I used to take me into Worlds in Budapest.
In this women's discus competition, we've been talking a lot about Val Allman, but there's actually 2 Americans in the final.
I've always made the final. I just never make it out, essentially. So I make the top 12 for the next day. I just never make it into the top 8 and to get those last 3 throws.
Tausaga then from the USA, the only woman so far not to get a valid throw out.
I was sitting there on my last throw and I was like, this is absolutely humiliating. I was like, you're in 12, you're out again. I was like, don't do this to yourself.
Lagi Tausaga Collins reached the World Championship again this year, making the standard on her final throw at the U.S. Champs.
And then I get in the ring and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, forget this. I was like, don't try to be perfect. Go for it. Go for it the way that you did at USA's. I said, just go.
And on her final throw in round 3, Trey is going to get 3 more throws as she moves up into 5th.
And I'm like, I just made my first ever final 8.
She did exactly what she needed to do, threw herself up the standings.
Seems pretty excited for that opportunity, and why not? As the U.S. now 1st and 5th in the discus going into the final 3 rounds.
The throw that got to the finals was my absolute glory moment because I counted myself out and I got in there and I snuck in and I was absolutely excited about that.
She didn't want to be a passenger in this final, and absolutely brilliant to see her achieve that lifetime best when it matters the most. But Tausaga, what can she do? 5th position so far.
So, after that 3rd round throw that got me into the final, again, my coach says, go for it. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to defend this 5th place because I'm about to be the best 5th place finisher you ever see. At that point, again, I have nothing to lose. I did exactly what I wanted to do, which was just make the final 3 throws. Nothing else mattered to me.
Round 5 for the Iowa Hawkeye grad.
Lagi Tausaga! She can't even believe it. She threw a home run the previous round. This was a grand slam. That looks like it's enough to take the lead.
When I hit it, I was just as surprised as the crowd was. I collapsed to my knees because I was like, I cannot believe that I went from 12th to 5th to first.
And now has the lead. The U.S. is 1 and 2 in round 5.
Other people still have to throw still, right? And so I'm the last person, and I'm watching these amazing women from around the world still try their shot at their last throw. And my heart is not even in my chest anymore, it's on the ground.
Valerie Allman, the reigning Olympic champion, but I know she would love to win this title.
Val Allman, who had led all the way to round 5, the penultimate throw of the competition. Will she get silver or will she get gold?
And the mark comes up and it's not further than mine.
That looked like it's going to fall just short, and what I might call the surprise of this meet so far is the young American Lagi Tusaga, who had to set a personal best just to be here and is now about to unseat the entire field.
I start crying. I'm like, oh, like the emotions hit me so fast. I'm like, you don't even have to take this last throw. I was like, you're a winner, but I was like, no, let's go for it.
And what a moment for this 25-year-old native of Spring Valley, California. The emotions have already taken hold. No pressure here, Trey. Lagi Tusaga is the world champion in Hungary. She'd made it to the World Championships twice before. Needed a 6th and final throw in Oregon just to get the qualifying standard to be in Hungary. And in the 5th round, shocks the world's best and becomes the first American ever to be the world champion in the women's discus.
She did not wake up this morning thinking about beating Val Allman and winning this meet.